Can you just walk us through what happened there on the play where you and Arnold wound up throwing punches?
Me and Arnold never do no punches.
Joseph.
You just walk us, you know what play I'm talking about.
I mean, it's hot. We competing. Stuff like that's gonna happen. It's football at the end of the day.
Did he say something?
He did, but I'm not gonna repeat it.
Looks like you kind of it was a contested play and Arnold was in coverage, right?
Uh-huh.
You kind of tapped him on the helmet coming up, and it looked like maybe he objected to that and he thought that was kind of patronizing.
Oh no, it's the competitive me and Arnold. You know, we talk almost every day about just competing, how great we want to be. So it's nothing against him. You know, he's my brother, so I'm gonna give him the work he needs. He's gonna give me the work I need. But it was just I was tapping him on the helmet. Good play. That's all it was. And then you know, somebody comes up, running up to me, said a few words, and rest is that.
Do you think that fight could have potentially been a result? I mean, I think you were thrown at 10-11 times the last 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
You caught all but one of them. I mean, it was consistently catching on their defense. Did that kind of, you think, tick them off a little bit?
I mean, I'm not sure. I'm just out here, you know, trying to compete at the highest point. You know, make plays when I got the opportunity. Continue to, you know, to show my coaches that I'm, you know, able to play in this league.
What did you get out of these 2 days?
I got a nice good of work from these guys at Detroit. You know, just some great work of just, you know, not going against your teammates. You know, you get to go against somebody else. So, you know, having that mindset of getting back into that football mentality, that was great.
What have you learned about playing at the NFL level? You know, what you've experienced so far.
Games fast. Competition the level of competition is very high. That's really about it. It's a place to be made. You know, when the ball is thrown in the air, that's a bit of it.
So on that play, do you like regret throwing those punches? Because you know, I could just broke your hand in a game, you get tossed for that. Do you regret throwing?
I mean, in a game situation, you know, I'm highly alerted of everything. But like I said, you know, it's a heated practice. You know, words is being said. You know, stuff like that's gonna happen.
Like doing it against your teammates is one thing. Doing it against a defense for a team that was almost on the verge of the Super Bowl was another thing. What do you think your play do to talk about? What do you think it said?
They say, you know, I'm a competitive person. I'm able to go out and play with these guys. There's a lot of work to be done, a lot of mistakes that I've made when I was out there. Just getting back in my books and coming out here next day at practice. I mean, next day is the game, so just going out there at the game and just cleaning everything up.
Does frustrating a defensive back something that you take pride in?
Say that again?
Does frustrating a defensive back who's covering you, is that something you want to see happen? Is something that you take pride in?
No, at the end of the day, it's all about me, really. It's not even about them. It's about what I do when the ball is in the air and what I do about, you know, having that mindset of catching the ball, getting as many yards as I can, helping my team win. So what the defense got going on, it doesn't look at me.
There have been some receivers that have broken the mold, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, it's usually a difficult transition to the NFL. You're not making it look very challenging at all, and I mean that as a compliment. Why do you think you've been able to have so much success early on?
You know, I've just been doing a great job at putting the work in. You know, getting some work with, you know, the guys, Delvante. You know, going out there in Houston, training with him. You know, so putting that extra work in, just in the training room, weight room, is, you know, making my body at its, you know, 100% mark as I can, so I can be healthy when the season comes, and just making plays when I'm out there on the field. Continue to be me. Continue to make the plays I've been making my whole life. And at the end of the day, it's just football.
Malik, having said that, did you learn anything about your game and yourself over these 2 days of practices?
Yeah, it's, like I said, you know, I can compete with these guys in the league. That was just the main thing, of just going against somebody else before the season started. Let's see, you know, what I need to work on, getting my plays down. That's really about it. Just continue to be me. That's all I can say is I have talks with myself and just continue to be me.
What are you doing to wind down, relax and chill?
What's that?
What are you doing to wind down, relax, and chill after these long days?
I just watch a few, you know, watch some plays from practice, you know, see what I need to work on, just releases or route running. Talk with my coaches about this next day install, just getting ahead of the game. You know, I'm going home, you know, doing a little bit of treatment, and then after that, it's Call of Duty.
It's clear they want to get the ball. It's clear they want to get the ball to you guys. I mean, they're putting you in positions where they're going to throw you the ball. They're scheming plays for you. What do you think of that when you hear that, and when now you're seeing it on the field?
I feel like it's just an evaluation of what I can do, what I can't do. And as I, you know, go out here and I show them that there's not a lot that I can't do. So, as many times as I make plays, more opportunity that will come my way. Same as the rest of these guys. When they make plays out there, some plays they're just going to get some plays to them also. You find out what you're good at, find out what your player's good at, and you put them in the best scheme possible.
Malik, is it difficult in moments like that fight? How do you balance competing and standing up for yourself with not letting someone get under your skin?
I mean, it goes back to just, team elements, not risking my team any, flags or penalties or anything. So it goes back to just level of competition. Understand, this, what you can't do, what you can do. So after something like that, he was just calm back down, go out there and still compete. I mean, it happened, move on.
It was definitely great work. They got a great team, great front. So it's good to get one-on-ones, team reps, and a little red zone in there. It was good.
What are you doing to relax, wind down after these long days of practice? What are you doing on your downtime? Sure.
On my downtime, you got to rehab, man. Two big days, then we got a preseason game coming up. Definitely got to take care of your body and got to get your mind right and ready, keyed into game day.
Malik said he's playing a little COD. You playing a little Call of Duty or not?
Nah, I don't play video games.
Kayvon, you mentioned their offensive line being one of the best. What do you think your pass rush showed these last couple of weeks?
I think I was able to get some good reps. I think it's definitely always good work. You're not defined by one rep, but I think over the compilation of 2 days, it's been pretty good.
You go toe-to-toe with that team considering what they have done. What kind of confidence do you give?
There's a new year every year. It's a new team. So I don't really take too much, from it. I let it be, and I continue to see where we can get better at as far as technique, as far as assignment, alignment, and execution. But other than that, we just got to keep chopping wood.
You were a high draft pick who had success as a rookie here in New York. What do you tell Malik Nabers? He's having a great training camp. What do you tell him about handling what's coming?
I tell him stay consistent. We had a talk about goals, and I've been a guy who set goals, and I know he's a kid who has big goals for himself. But you got to know that, you may not reach them, or it may come in a different way, or it may be a situation that of adversity that you have to bear through. And just stay consistent as possible and just continue to find the thing you can grow at each week.
What have you seen from the D-line as a whole?
We're continuing to gel together. There's a lot of guys stepping up. Ryder Anderson, for one. Nacho, a lot of people count him out as being an older guy, but he's playing like, he's one of the young guys. So to see him take his next step in pass rush has been great. Timmy, he's been great. I think the list can go on of guys who've been stepping up and who's seized the moment that we're in.
Communication has been a big focus between you guys.
That's been the biggest. When you get tired, it's hard to communicate. So continuing to push through it and, get the things done so we can execute at a high level has been key.
It would seem to be impossible for an opponent to double team both you and Brian Burns. Is that a pick your poison situation?
We just got to keep grinding, man. I don't know how it's going to go, but I assume they're going to switch it up. They're going to do the best they can to protect. And I think as long as we continue to work as a unit and, do the things that we've been coached to do, we'll be good.
What do you think of his spin move, Burns? He's put on a couple nasty ones.
Hey, that's one of his moves, man. I'm particularly not a spin guy. I haven't put that in my forte yet. So to see him do it, I'm always excited.
Why not?
No, I'm just not that type of player. Not saying that I wouldn't add it or if the scenario seemed good to use it. But I would say every player has their skill set, and that spin is one of his, key moves, right? So you talk about, for me, I'm more of a power downhill guy. He's more of an agile, kind of, make a move at feet. And I like to go power, long arm, and, kind of work off of it.
Kayvon, to whatever degree you guys are still learning the defense, can these 2 days against an opponent help in that regard?
Definitely, because we get to apply the things we've learned. It's easy to go against your team and you kind of get lulled to sleep by going against the same offense. So when you switch it up, you get young guys playing against flying bullets. The tempo is faster. Their operation is different as far as going fast to the ball, and we just get a chance to see it live. So there were a few mix-ups and a few miscommunications, and now we get to correct it and work on it for the next.
When you have those two different style of rushers, I guess, how does that make you better beyond just like Kayvon and
It's the cohesiveness, when you have two rushers that can, at the base, just hold down their sides and create a pocket, that's hard for the quarterback to throw out of. It helps the back end helps the front end. One of the coaches, he likes to say symbiosis. There's multiple parts working together for the greater good, but just helping each other, and that's it. You know, whether it's communication, whether it's moves, whether, you know, since we've been playing together, I've added something to his game, he's added something to my game. It's been a real, you know, kind of growth mentality.
What do you take? Your new defensive coordinator. What excites you about what he's asking you to do?
I would say I love the playbook. You know, we use the word simple, but simple is always kind of misconstrued as easy, right? It's simple, but it's not easy. So continuing to kind of dive between the lines and, you know, see how we can utilize it to our advantage has been great.
What do you take away from these joint practices about your team, like in regard to, you know, what you can be long term?
We're gonna stick together. I think when I was a rookie, that's something that helped us in the front end and the back end of the season. You know, we won, you know, I don't know how many games straight, but it's about sticking together, because I think the season is a roller coaster, and as consistent as you can stay and as together as you can stay is going to help you in the long run. So, you know, being in different situations with different people, it's always good to see how, you know, a team gels together.
Were there times last season when the team maybe didn't stick together as much as you hoped?
I think when you're losing, it's easy to lose your identity, you know, because the way that we were living wasn't working, right? So when things aren't working, you got to figure out what to fix, and sometimes you get lost in what needs to be fixed and, you know, what's not the problem. So, yeah.
Kayvon, is it hard to not go back at guys when they're running up on your sideline like that at the end of the?
What you mean? What you mean hard to not? Like, what you mean?
Like, you want to keep your composure, but you also want to kind of stand up for yourself or your teammates?
I mean, you know, shout out to my man Dion. Love Dion, man. He's been doing his thing with the PR, and yeah, I appreciate the media for being there, you know. And we're just gonna keep getting better, keep stacking days, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you.